about that one guy who is going to lock down carry just to be finished off by Ling. So now the only threat is going to be Ling, and Siren Clan supports have a lot of work on their hands because they can't let that Ling move forward. So it's all about that timing of attack, you know, when to engage.
It's kind of true, and the thing is, both teams are playing one of the most comfortable heroes they're used to with.
Yes.
So it's not something that they're unfamiliar, not something that they try and error, and they know what that hero they've been playing. They know what it's supposed to do. They know it inside out. But question is, which one is the better strat here? We're talking about totally two different strats from two different countries.
Yeah, I totally agree here. And you know what? I'm not so sure whether Popol and Kupal really complements the team more than a Valier, because I do think Valier it would have been a very cool pick to see, especially against a composition that Siren Clan has come up with. But I'm excited to see what Genflix Aerowolf, how they're going to utilize Rave on this. Oh boy, okay, so I guess he's just going to harass for the most part.
Yeah, he's going to play as a support again and just making sure he poked a lot of damage on the side of Siren Clan, giving a lot of space for the side of Watt to actually get all this farm he needs. And now it's kind of easy to do that with that Koopa on his side too. But I like the fact that Siren Clan right now going straight away, making sure to start their growth in terms of experience and also their farming. And Clay, that ace is a bit overstaying at this point and bouncing ball away. Will he survive? Oh, and Erdia Bambi managed to just run away at the last minute. Koopa is really dangerous in the early phase of the game. Yeah,
they're gonna get pushed off. They're gonna get pushed off mid if they really wanted to, but it looks like instead Genflix Aerowolf tend to punish this blue side because they know that both Dear Bambi as well as Ace are so low. Oh, Kupal, no! All right, looks like Kupal didn't manage to get all the way to the end, but they've completely negated this side of the map. So really well played coming in from Genflix Aerowolf, punishing both Fenrir and Ace in the middle of the Dear Bambi and Ace in the middle of the map. Oh, Fredo now getting caught out by the rest of the members of Siren Clan. Can he pull through? He is able to jump right on out of there with the help of Popol, who throws down the frost trap, and Fredo managed to flicker just out of the flame stokes.
Man, that was a very close tug of war because we're looking at both of them keep on pushing and then pulling the other side, one on the other, and then none of them actually get themselves into first blood just yet. But will it be anytime soon? Because on top, Fredo trying to run ambers with also Ling already got himself his ultimate. Going slash, that's going to be first blood down on top, even though Amber's got himself quite a decent amount of regular armor. It doesn't have a lot of insanity to pop it just now. Yeah,
he is underleveled. He was a little underleveled here, but he can't really do too much against the Boxia. The Boxia isn't really interacting unless Watt is nearby. So, all right, definitely a little bit of a mistake there coming in from Ambus, getting a little over-eager, but hopefully he's able to maintain that lane.
I like the fact that the Malaysian teams and MYSG teams, actually going for whatever they are comfortable with. But now Fenrir is stuck out of nowhere. That Feather Airstrike, he's trying to juke it out, but now going back in his own here. Bambi jumping back in his ace. They try to steal away the bomb. At the same time, Walk just arrived and is trying to just hover around here, lurking still. Managed to get one kill. Renozmi managed to steal one more. And that's Tampa's Blade being cast at the pawn, trying to run it out. And Koopa just making it hard for everybody. Bambi stuck in between. No exit out. Another one being stand. And now Ace will down as well. Back in the base they go. And that's another trade. 6-1 for the scoreboard. And this is not a great start for Siren Clan. Yeah, that was pretty detrimental there. I mean, I definitely could see potential that Siren Clan could have turned it around, but I think Genflix just played that really well here. Oh, Bambi kind of overstayed just now. He can just backed off. I definitely felt like he had a lot more damage than was initially shown, but now they're pressuring all the buffs. Ace is going to be on the chopping block here with all 5 members of Genflix Aerowolf there to push him through. But remember, Lun is going to be playing that marksman position. He is free farming down on bot side, and Siren Clan understand that's their win condition. They just have to survive until then. Can they survive long enough? Right now, it's getting their gaps wider even more because what just finished off that turtle, and Siren Clan really hustling themselves to make an opening. I'm talking about bottom Fenrir keep on being pushed and pressure. Oh, that Divine Judgment is huge, but not enough. He got himself flickered away. And it turned out, how do you pronounce it? I can't even. I hate it.
What, Baxia? Toys Poissons?
There you go.
But yeah, I totally get what you mean here. It was a nice play coming in from Siren, but an even better play with Renazmi being able to flicker over the most important spells, and Fredo just being able to walk on out of there. However, mid is getting so much punishment coming in from Genflix Aerowolf. They're just not making this easy. Ling rotating to the bottom side, able to pick up one, already diving onto Lund here, and Renazmi survives with just 10% of his HP. Siren Clan is just getting punished all across the board.
They do have that card on Fenrir, but putting it off on the side lanes, I do prefer that Fenrir going alongside with, you know, at least with Bambi. Because it won't be as effective if he keeps on being picked off side lanes here. The moment they need his divine judgment, there's nobody to follow up. And look at that. Koopa just going in. It's not... Popo's nowhere to be seen, and they're gonna contest one more. One is just unstoppable. Another Tempest Blade there, and he cannot dive in because that's inhibitor turret will stop him so far. Ace, on the other hand, even though he's actually the tank, he seems squishy enough to sustain this.
Yeah, and you can see that Ambos is trying his best to participate in these fights with just a little bit of his peel damage here, but the rest of Siren Clan just getting chunked out very, very heavily here. Unfortunately, they weren't able to make anything happen, but at the very least, they didn't lose too many members in the interaction.
110, really not too many?
Well, I mean, it was just two bad team fights, you know, compared to just making minor mistakes and getting up to at least 20 kills to 1. That would have been way worse.
They've been picked off. This is why I said they need to ban Ling. Ling doesn't need to be having any combination with anybody. He just goes solo and just pick off anybody he wants to in any lane, and he's unstoppable because how fast he can just move in and move out. The Tempest Blade is really a huge headache for the side of Siren Clan here.
Yep, and Siren Clan just refusing to stick together to try to make it as effective as possible because right now the team is just so far behind and there's no way that Oh Dear Bambi as well as Thomas and Beef are able to get that much gold. Fredo finally falls down with no members of Siren Clan going down. Looks like Fredo bit a little bit more than he can chew.
It was 1v5.
Little bit more than he can chew.
Including inhibitor turret.
Too much than he can chew.
Okay, now Renazmi trying to buy more time and opening up more space for the side of a map control for Aerowolf, and they're trying to force another fight here. Renazmi way too deep after the asteroid, making sure that one has whatever he needs, that burst damage. He just jumps out without being punished at all, and this is huge coming out from Aerowolf. It just shows that they are kind of in a very tough spot for Siren Clan to make things better for their side. Look at that Feather Airstrike, chunk a lot of HP again. Renazmi jumping back out. None of the side of Aerowolf is dying or even being traded at this point.
Yeah, and you know what? He's just chilling. He's just waiting for his opportunity to get on in, and Siren Clan just are forced to reset every single interaction. They put quite a bit of damage into the middle of the map, but now they have to continue even further and somehow hold on to their ground because they need to get their second utility items to survive. And at this point, that Winds of Nature is so necessary for a lot of the members coming in from Siren Clan if they want to survive the damage from Watt.
I mean, like, okay, fine, if you want to go for Wind of Nature, go ahead, but I don't think it's wrong to actually do even a Winter Trinket at this point for the side of even the marksman himself.
Oh, that's fair, that's
because
fair.
The moment the Tempest Blade landed on you, you cannot run anymore. Might as well just do a Winter Trinket all the way, just making sure you can actually evade the attack coming up from Watts.
Yeah, and at this point in time, it's tough. It's a tough game. Siren Clan are significantly behind. 10K is very far behind, and in most situations, once you're at a 10K deficit, the game is pretty much over because you have no control over the map.
You have to have that fighting spirit to be a pro player. They will not give up for Siren Clan. We do know they're trying to read as much as possible for the first game here, try to gain more information, fitting onto the team just to drag the game longer than they can actually be, but that game will be in a pause. But look at the item progression so far. None of the heroes on the side of a side, just only Esmeralda only got.
And now that Watt is there, secures every buff in this map. He is just one big boy.
and he's also on full item. Look at that. He got himself Malefic Roar, and that's just denying whatever it is Bambi has to throw to him, because that's gonna be slashing and just piercing through the armor and the shield coming out from Bambi's Esmeralda. So it's gonna be goodbye Esmeralda very soon with that Malefic Roar.
Yeah, so he bought the Blade of Heptases as a 4th item here. He got his jungle item, Endless Battle, Berserker's Fury, and then got the Blade of Heptases. But he's generated like so much gold, he's able to hit full items to only 12 minutes into this game.
That's double whatever Siren Clan on the side of their core members are having.
Yeah, and now they're forced to be pushed. Ambus comes in with the last Insanities. Firaga armor will break, but he should be going down next. They don't follow up. They want to make sure that the objective is secured. Lauren is still pushing in as Genflix Aerowolf look to split the map a little bit more. That Malefic Roar coming in handy for Watt as he breaks another inhibitor down on the bottom side. But notice that Siren Clan isn't committing to anything. They're waiting for Genflix Aerowolf to make a mistake. Oh no, but Thomas getting chunked out by 2 hits from that feathered airstrike bottom side, top side. Now getting cleared up. Ambust is there to use that last Insanity, but the full-on fight has come. Ace on the chopping block, the Tortoise Poissons negating all the healing coming up possible. Watt finally dashing into the fight to clean it up. They pick up their carry, and now Fenrir tries to lock him down with his ult, but it just isn't enough as Genflix Aerowolf don't lose a single member to take another game from Siren Clan. Well played.
Did you see how True still, but I do want to see. It means that something is up there. They have been centralized, like you said, based on Uranus. So they are trying new stuff here, obviously. So maybe it's going to be a Geelong on Siren Clan. Oh no, obviously it won't be one.
No, it can't be. It can't be.
Yeah, we can see Ace actually thinking, but again.
Valir. Pick Valir. No, Kadra. Okay, Kadra actually works pretty well too. They're gonna go for it? No?
No, they're gonna deny us.
Alright, so again, Siren Clan is sticking to their guns here. They think, I definitely think they're in the mindset of like, hey, these are 2 priority picks that we'd like to go for, we're comfortable with. So I say there's nothing wrong with that. Let's see what Genflix Aerowolf is here to respond to Siren Clan's claim of Esmeralda is one and all.
If they really want to go with this kind of strat, again, they need to figure out how to play around these heroes too.
Yes.
We're talking about the support hero and the side lanes, and especially the late game heroes. Again, Ruby, we do know Ruby being buffed quite a lot. We've seen how she can sustain as long as Uranus did in the lane itself.
Yeah, I'm expecting Siren Clan to either be thinking about, you know, picking up, potentially getting another support, or looking to go pick their off lane here, because Thamos can go...
Diggy?
I feel like Diggy is like a little too early of a show, because there's not enough CC on Genflix's side that you have to worry about.
What do you mean not enough CC? That's all 3 CC
They're
heroes.
all single target.
Not really, if you consider it Ruby at some point.
I mean, sure, but that's like such a unique situation to be in. If she flickers forward and catches 3 people,
we're looking
you know?
at Loyi. They're trying one more time here.
He's
scratching her head.
Because I'm very distrustful of Lori as of right now, you know?
I have to agree. Hammers down, because we haven't seen any good Loyi play so far. Saving us from Geek Fam Indonesia before. It's been...
They're struggling.
I'm gonna put out the big word. Horrible.
Horrible? I just think Loyi is really struggling as of right now.
Loyi is just... maybe there's no definite answer for her strat yet.
True, true.
Still finding it. But maybe not in a tournament.
Maybe not in a tournament like this.
Yeah, but they're banning out Lancelot. They do see how Lancelot was powerful just now, but they still have a lot of heroes option here. Speaking of Aerowolf, he can play whatever he wants.
Sorry, I'm just so distracted by Ace's legs right now, because in real life, Ace is actually taller than me, you know? He's taller than me. I have to look up to him because he's so tall. So can you imagine how much leg there is? There's so much leg. So much delicious, sexy leg. I'm so sorry, Ace, if you're listening to this. I'm just picking on like the smallest of problems.
He's trying to. Okay, that's a very long leg. He's trying to cover it up. There you go. I'm too sexy for you.
Honestly, if he sticks his leg completely out, I'm pretty sure it goes out of frame on the other side.
I have a feeling it will be. Probably at the edge of the, you know, the upper left side of the screen, probably.
I swear, I wonder what it's like being that tall as Ace, you know? Like, I know I'm 6 foot. I feel like I'm pretty tall, but Ace is like, whoa, that is tall. Like, how much more are you seeing than everybody else? Like, real talk. Okay, that's besides the point. Now that the draft is completely finished here and I've been avoiding the situation, Kimmy is being brought. I also noticed the Turizla, which I completely disagree with, but I'm excited to see how it works well with Loi, you know?
See how the lineup of Siren Clan right now, they are focusing more. Okay, what happened? They are focusing more towards AoE kind of damage.
Like, this is wombo combo.
Can they execute it? We've seen Loi never actually happened, but I'm really pleased. Don't crush my hopes anymore. I'm living in a disappointment right now. I'm depressed to see how much Loi never actually do anything in the game. Do prove otherwise, please.
Yes, I'm excited to see how this goes. Siren Clan playing the composition
hey,
that's
Rafe
very
Harris
much...
is similar like LaFell's. Kind of remind me for a moment there, sorry.
Joke's on you, Rave is LaFell's younger cousin, brother.
Probably. Probably.
I don't know, man.
Now we have LaFell too.
Let's get back into this as we see the cinematic view as we enter the land of Dawn. It's time for the final, potentially the final game of today. It's going to be Siren Clan versus Genflix Aerowolf here. Siren Clan bringing in a very wombo combo heavy composition, while Genflix on the other side going to be much more aggressive with the Kimmy and as well as their Selena. So level 2 is when you were expecting Genflix Aerowolf to be a bit of a beast.
If there's nobody dying on before level 2, that is. But I do notice that they're gonna replace Renosmi plays from Uranus towards this Ruby again. So it's pretty much like Uranus with the females, pretty much it. But Rave going in straight with a core ace. It's really low chunk, half or less than half HP left. Well, Watts being straight away punished the moment he shows himself in the mid lane. So we're looking at both teams going super aggressive in mid here.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of level 1 potential here. Ace can't really say too much. He is just, you know, just soaking as much damage as he can. Maybe unnecessarily to a certain extent, but he really can't do anything until he hits level 2. Then it all makes sense. The rest of the team, Oh Dear Bambi, playing on Kimmy, is trying to negate the amount of pressure coming out from Genflix Aerowolf here. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to stop. Garo Gacha is a great answer to slow people down. However, Ambus as well is coming through the backside, hopefully to catch somebody off, but Clay is there to disengage the fight entirely.
Yeah, they don't want to make the same mistake too many times in a day. I'm talking about Thomas and Biff suddenly appear out of nowhere in the mid lane. Rafe trying to poke it out, but he will not take the bait. And everybody been playing very patiently. They're not making the same movement they did in the first game here. We're talking about Siren Clan learning quite fast. If you ask for adaptations, if it's the best of 5, you're probably going to make a chance of winning the game or the series, but it's going to be just the best of 3.
Yeah, potentially, but so far it's going pretty good here for Ambus. And every single time Renazmi tries to walk up into the lane, he can actually contest the fight here. However, the level 4s are important. Siren Clan, I'm assuming, oh, this is huge! That was a great second ability coming in from Loi here. However, there isn't enough follow-up and damage coming in for the side of Siren Clan. Kimmy is way too far off to the side. Turizla rotated early, and yes, it was a good idea. However, his damage alone won't be able to secure those kills.
The rotation coming out from Loi just now was huge, but it's not enough just yet because they're still trying to wait for levels. And now Fredo already got himself the way of Dragon. Fenrir on the other hand, level 3 still. Ace trying to buy more time. At the same time, they try to clear the jungle, but Renazmi caught in the middle of a very cornered situation. Still managed to get out from there. That's the Ruby passive there is trying to slide away as much as they can, and they still get themselves Lethal Path Wanderer. And I think Chell probably waiting for a pick-off.
Yeah, and you can see Ambus here. He's already ready in position to try and punish. Like, even if they rotate, Ambus is still pretty difficult to deal with by himself. As long as he still has a Star Moon Fall, he can bail out of any situation he wants. He has to Purify on top of everything else to deal with the CC. But now, a full-on fight here. Genflix Fredo kicks away Oh Dear Bambi, but he's now caught out in a position he can't win from. Gets pulled back by the Fatal Links. The Revitalize coming in huge from Rave, keeping their team alive. But the rest of Ambus is coming on through. The taunt getting locked down. Clay is able to make things happen here. He gets the initial execute onto Thomas and Beef, but the rest of the team is just a little too low, and they can't do Turtle anymore because they have been chunked out quite a bit. So, 2-for-2 trade. Siren Clan looking a little bit better than they did in Game 1.
They know what they're doing this time. Hopefully they can keep the momentum up and not down, because we do know sometimes they kind of lost their way in the mid-game. If only they can manage to just drag this kind of momentum till mid-game. But Fredo again overstayed himself, and he's not welcome at all. Punished straight away. Half HP, less than that left. And Watts and the rest of the team kind of very fast when it comes to giving extra hands and backing up the rest of the team here. Fredo trying to get one more. Renosme on the other hand, fighting against 1v2 situation. Bambi keep on pew away. Renosme, he has nowhere to run. Still stuck, pulled it on in. It was a nice ultimate that offended just now. I don't know what happened after that. Still surviving for them, but Thomas just has to go down. Lund is not happy for no follow-up just now, whatever he's trying to do.
Ambus now in a little bit of trouble. He pulls back away, and oh man, I want to see a bit of a replay. I think Oh Dear Bambi got a little confident with how much damage his maximum impact actually does. I think if he just auto-attacked him with the red buff proc, would have been enough to take out Renosme there. So that might have been a little bit on Bambi's side of a mistake.
We cannot be sure about that until we see the replays, but that's way off. Dragon being kicked out and away. Ace is still too much for them to handle. Not enough. They need more skills, and that's a lot of resources just to shut one Ace down.
Yeah, and Ace here, he can't really do too much about that. Like, even though he has the ultimate, who's he going to bring him back to? Like, you're just wasting a cooldown if you decide to use it. So, tough decisions being made here. But Siren Clan still in prime position, in a much better position than they were in their previous game, because by 5 minutes, it was pretty much decided that Genflix Aerowolf was going to take control.
It kind of, and it's still 50-50 game. We usually, in the last game, in the 5 minutes timeline, we kind of see, it's kind of apparent who will be winning the game. But this time around, Fenrir actually play more cautious when it comes to making sure his position is not too far from the rest of the team here.
Yeah.
He's actually the key point for the team, and now got stunned here. Ace being pulled inside. He can't even move one bit, but that is a huge battling landing right in front of the turret. And Riff and the rest of the team is not being actually punished at all by Aerowolf. It's Ace down instead.
It looks like they were playing the rotational game. Genflix walk away scot-free just because Siren Clan is giving them a lot of respect. You could see Fredo running up the river, and they were like, okay, that's one more member that's going to reach here faster than us. We can't afford to die. Thomas coming in with a huge ultimate. Doesn't actually catch Clay out at the side. He dodges the final Abyssal Arrow, and he doesn't die. That's going to be an A+ for both sides. And Siren Clan... no, there's no way he's dying here. There is no way Oh Dear Bambi.
Just overstaying himself. He got tossed. They are trying to go in for more Watts, trying to use his ultimate, but that's just Kimi and the rest of the team Siren Clan did right on time this time. And Fenrir waiting for the right time to go in as well. And Thomas, will he land another ultimate? We're not sure, because Renosme is the one who's tanking so far. Wraith trying to charge it up, trying to get one, but probably they will retreat for now.
Yeah, and you can see that Thomas, he's just pushing out the mid wave. He knows he can tank a lot of this damage because of his body of the Smith. However, he's got to be very, very careful here. He's sticking nearby to get a little bit of his health back from the Lethal Wanderer that just been scored by Oh Dear Bambi. But how far can they go with this? Because it's pretty much a stalemate from both sides. Both sides are giving just enough respect to each other. Maybe not Fredo here, but overall, a lot of respect from both teams.
Yep. Oh, but then the respect being taken away. Thomas landed another ultimate here at the same time. That was just defensive, but there's nowhere to go. That's another big concept. That was a nice clumped up and ultimate by Loyi. Finally, I'm seeing one ultimate by Loyi. I'm so happy. The diversion happening, and that's combo alongside with a Fatal Link on the side of that Atlas. But will it be enough?
Come on! Oh, Fenrir just got hit. He quickly purifies. Can he pick up Rave at least? He needs one more ability, and he finally goes down. This was a great trade coming in from both sides, and Fenrir was so close to getting another free kill. But this is a different ball game here. Genflix thought this was going to be an easy, aggressive win. No, it is not. A Siren Clan push back to the aggression.
Man, we have no clue who's winning because both teams pretty much at the same rate and the same pace here, including their towers. But back to Fredo, he is disrespecting way too much. Keep on invading and infiltrating the other base side. He's trying to wait it out. Did arrow quite hit Ace again? Ace always been the victim of any circumstances. We're talking about Fenris so far has been making sure his position is right on point. He never actually overstayed, never mispositioned himself, and that actually gave a huge impact towards the whole game.
Yep, and so far Lun has been doing a good job just keeping Ruby in check, because Ruby hasn't been able to participate in too many fights because of the speed of which Lun clears out these waves with his with each consecutive strike. Now, Lord is a huge objective on the map. Siren Clan have control of it for now, but let's see how Genflix Aerowolf want to dissect this particular problem.
Maybe not getting the Lord being stolen here, obviously, but I don't think they will go for the Lord. They're probably just gonna bait the Lord, so they will force a fight for Aerowolf. But like again, Arrow cannot be overconfident about this, but Fenrir a bit off position, got hit straight away, Purify himself, and now that's one more down, which is gonna be Ace again, trying to save Fenrir, which happens to be running away, and it's gonna be a huge advantage for Genflix Aerowolf to get back to the map control, or even the Lord at this point.
Well, Ambus is kind of running around in the middle of 3, 4, 5 people here. He just needs to be able to hold on a little bit longer. He builds enough shield off of Clay here, but now Thomas coming in with a big penalty zone. Not enough to lock them all in, but Siren Clan still just buying time, denying Genflix that space and life to actually take away the Lord uncontested.
If that penalty zone actually landed on either of the side of Aerowolf, that might just turn the table around. Oh, Fenrir last hit at that. Imagine if you have that burn after effects. It's going to be the end of Fenrir.
Yeah, luckily Clay didn't actually take the Magic Worship, but he went for the Impure Rage. So fortunately, Fenrir's going to walk away scot-free. But at least they put up an amazing defense so that Lord isn't taken away by Genflix Aerowolf, despite being a member down.
Look at the item progression. So far, we're looking at what already finished off his Blade of Despair, which is going to be a endless battle next, but will it be enough time for him to finish it off? Because we're waiting for another Lord fight anytime soon. At the same time, both members of Siren Clan try to push the side lanes here, but I'm kind of surprised they didn't force the engagement because they do know their lack of men, but Siren going for more Fenrir elastic of health here. They finally get one down, one more to go. And it seems like Fredo really low on health. What? Struggling to survive. They're aiming for one first. And that's going to be Fredo. It's going to be Siren Clan this time. Hammering down towards Aerowolf's side. But Renosmi is just impossible to kill. With that line still coming from his side. He's nowhere.
He's not dying.
Never.
He's never gonna die. Wait, hold up. Okay, now the ultimate coming in from ambush, and now this should mean the kill for Siren Clan. That just took an uncomfortable amount of time to do.
Yeah, straight away, not wasting more time like they wasted on how to kill Renosmi. But they do have 2 members here already revived back.
They have
What's
to do this
gonna
fast.
be?
Come on.
Is it gonna be fast enough? They're gonna steal the way, coming in, Rafe jumping in, and there you go, ultimate straight away for Betsy. And then trying to get the Lord. Still managed to get one for Bambi, finish it off straight from the bat here. They got a huge win just now that might just turn the table around, which might be a 3rd game coming in very soon if they win this game.
Yeah, agreed. And Siren Clan hitting back hard. Genflix Aerowolf has been dropping the ball. They haven't been giving as much respect towards Siren Clan in this particular game here, and now they're getting heavily punished for it as Siren Clan now screaming and kicking back at this aggression.
Oh, Bambi tried to overcharge, but it's not gonna hit anybody just yet. The Lord is marching in. At the same time, try to push mid lane, get back themselves the map control. Siren Clan, they're adapting fast, but Fredo, as long as they don't making too much overextended stays here, I'm talking about making overconfident kind of mistakes. They don't want to do that because anytime soon, Aerowolf can just come back into the game.
Just look at this. Look at how well they synchronized all the waves together to enable themselves the best opportunity to break an inhibitor here. And now, with a superior wave clear coming in from Genflix Aerowolf, they're going to be trying their best to defend this. On the teleportation here, it could be a bait. And yeah, it was an initial bait as they look to take this inhibitor without too much competition coming in. Fatal Links pulling back in. Gato coming in with a big ultimate, naturally latches onto 2 people. But at this point in time, Ace is too big to stop as he walks in with 100% confidence that he won't die, as Genflix Aerowolf is getting pushed back with 2 members who already bit the dust.
Oh, that's another one. They have to force a retreat for now, but they will try to extend more and going in. And Bambi is not going to back off or even going back to the base. Oh, got pulled back. This is just not what they wanted to be. But it's going to be enough for Siren Clan. They have been tagging in and out from the inhibitor turret, making sure everybody keep the boat afloat. I'm talking about everybody is not dying for the side of Siren Clan, but they do need to regen back towards their base because there's going to be one more way that they have to handle for Aerowolf to defend this one out.
Yep, and it looks like this is Siren Clan's game to win at this point in time against Genflix Aerowolf. They're in the lead. They've already hit maximum capacity. Genflix is a little bit behind here, a little bit behind by just, 7K. Once they hit the 42K mark, it's not going to matter too much. Thomas and Beef getting caught out here, using the penalty zone as a way to get out, but he can't dodge. The Death Sonata, the shield being provided wasn't enough to keep him alive, and that's a huge pick for the side of Genflix Aerowolf.
Oh, will it be them turning the game over towards their side? We have no clue because they cannot afford to make any mistake. Amber straight away put off that Purify, and Fredo really low of health while trying to stay alive as long as he can. While Renazmi just arrived, Clay is just gonna go down, and they have to force themselves to a retreat because they cannot afford to lose much more men that they already had, because all the lanes right now quite out in the open, nothing to defend except the crystal itself.
Yep, and Fenrir is just zoning them with the help of Ace, making sure they don't get this flank angle onto the backside of their team, as Thomas and Beef is coming back up. He's got a long way to run to reach the crystal for the side of Genflix Aerowolf, who have their members coming back up in a very short amount of time.
Oh, well, we do have Wraith back into the game, but they need to wait for Clay. The thing about Selena is not as effective as it is when it comes to late game. Usually, it's kind of like a Fanny in a magic sense of way, so they need to compensate that as well. So what has a lot of responsibility to do, making sure he has enough burst damage, while Wraith at the same time must make himself a Blade Mail. I'm not sure if he finished off a Blade Mail or not for that Kimmy, but he really needs it a lot.
Yeah, and it's so far it's been a really tough game from Genflix Aerowolf because they're playing a composition that requires them to get ahead in the early game, and now that they're forced to scale with a regular hyper carry, Rave's job is so much harder because again he has the time when he uses the Sky Guardian's avatar as well, and Watt has to be in a position where he does not get caught out by Ace's Fatal Links. Here it is, big play! They get a huge initial catch here. They get knocked up, and finally the fight has begun. But Watt is in prime position to take out the rest of Siren Clan. They don't have their damage shield. Lord Yi has bailed out of there, and the rest of the teammates weren't able to follow along.
They even steal away that Lord Ruby. Renazmi did a big play combo alongside with Rave just now. Turn the table around, and now it's that. Even though they're having more map control, but that enhanced Lord, it's something they want to have on their side to just one push to win this one away.
Yep, and now it's pushing in. This means that Genflix Aerowolf has come back into this game as they will take out the outer turrets as well with Lord-empowered minions here. Now, Siren Clan can't really do too much about this. They can only slow down the bleeding until Lord gets there. 10 more seconds until Ace comes back, and then it goes back to normal.
Will it be enough time? We're talking about they're losing their base quite fast, too fast at this rate. All the bottom, mid, top, everywhere, nowhere for the turret except for the inhibitor that's just left. But they were Lord charging in very soon. They will not follow alongside of the Lord there. Well, gladly enough, that's really fortunate for the side of Siren Clan. One mistake, the Lord got stolen, and they didn't anticipate Rave will charge right in last minute to combo with Renosmi along that side.
And that's what's really scary about Genflix Aerowolf's composition when you have the options like Garo Gacha and as well as Renosmi on that Ruby. Being clumped up in over a neutral objective is very detrimental for your team because, again, Rave's ultimate is very, very large and it covers a lot of distance.
And then the moment you actually being knocked up in the air, Renosmi just gonna pull you back and you have been seated like what, probably 5 to 6 seconds there.
Yep, it's tough to get past. Like if they full combo into each other, it's really hard to get by.
They do have Purify, but they're just gonna cancel one of these out. It's not gonna be enough.
Yep. So they have to time it very, very precisely which ability they have to dodge so that they can dodge every other ability. But again, this is coming to be the longest game so far today. 18 minutes. Siren Clan unwilling to give up their lead against Genflix Aerowolf, who's been playing passively until they made the play down at Lord's side.
The next war will determine who will win this game number 2. The arrow didn't hit anybody yet for the Abyssal from Selena. But at the same time, Siren Clan kind of hesitant to make a move. They got stunned one for Ace, but Ace is too tanky for them to take one shot down. Renosmi tried to make a play, trying to bait everybody out for their ultimates and skills, but none of them taking the bait too far. And Watt, on the other hand, trying to stay safe as much as possible. We do see, will it be one turning over Fataling trying to win this game? Going in ambush, taking everything possible. Fredo at the same time trying to dash out. Renosmi trying to pull everybody in. That hit a lot of people, but they managed to run away from that. But it's not going to be enough. Gata went in the last minute too. Will it be whose game? Look at what's hitting a lot of damage. But no, it's none of the Siren Clan been taken down. It's 2 trade to none. Will it be Siren Clan finish off the game one shot here?
Yeah, great play coming in from Ace there. He was able to catch, Genflix was trying to look to, oh, shoot, this engagement isn't going out too well. Let's look to actually pull backwards. And unfortunately, they got sucked in by the Fatal Links. And now, once again, another fight they can't seem to win here as Esmeralda is just way too big. They're waiting for the immortality to come through, and Renosmi is unable to survive even with all the spell vamp that he has. Amboss just purchased the Twilight armor. Your burst damage does not matter. Your engagements does not matter. We're looking to end this game.
Oh, they're trying as fast as they can, but they need more men here. It's not enough. What is just a one-person attack kind of hero, and they need something with AoE. They shush away everybody possible. The moment Fredo is alive and online, Ray jumping in, catch one on Ace, but Ace is easily running away himself from here, and he's too tanky to finish off one shot again, but they need to defend their base again. Aerowolf cannot be too comfortable. Same goes for Siren Clan. One mistake will turn the tide over the other side.
Oh my goodness, this game that looked to be super Siren Clan flavor, Genflix experience has pulled on through, and yet they hold on even till now, where the gold just does not matter and everybody has hit their full build.
Oh, they are changing their builds at the same time because they do know some items need to be alternating between, especially if you have yourself immortality and being popped out for that immortality shield and it's being used. You need to change it to something else because you don't want to waste that one slot.
Yeah, most of the time people will go for Malefic Roar because you have that extra structural damage. Other times people are like, oh, you know what, I need a Twilight Armor or I win some nature, something with utility. But now this backline here might be in some trouble as Fredo once again disrespects the enemy team. He will be able to get out of there. Oh, Rave catching 2 in the backline. He does lock down Oh Dear Bambi, which means the rest of the team is going to go through. But what in the world is going on as the team is pulling through? And what? Getting a huge Death Sonata. It just isn't enough with a Lori around, dropping a second ability and getting that yin-yang interaction with her passive. Those mini stunts make a huge difference. Fenrir in a lot of trouble here as Renosmi jumps right on top of him. The spell vamp is too much and nobody has any anti-healing to stop this man.
Oh, this guy is just unstoppable. What is just shooting everybody down with the help of Renosmi. That was a little bit follow-up coming up from that jumping from Road. It was perfect landing all 5 men there. If only they have Renosmi at that point too, it will turn around even straight winning the game for them. Renosmi trying to buy more time at the same time while trying to finish off the Lord with the help of Fredo. But can they make it out? Because we do know Esmeralda Ambus will try to steal this one away.
Yep, and they have to hold on to their guns here because they can't really do too much as they are lacking 3 members, with only Genflix losing 2, which is a very big tell there. Something happened in that fight, and Siren Clan need to identify it as soon as possible and not make that same mistake.
Bambi have to making sure that he will not overstate or showing his face way too much to the up front there, because we do know if Bambi is not there, Fenrir will be the second in line in terms of making the damage output, but Louis is really squishy and so hard to run. Not as easy as, you know, Kimi, you know. There's nothing to dash, there's nothing except if you have Flicker, which he actually chose Purify at this point. And Lord marching in, just jump straight to the inhibitor turret. It's nowhere to be seen anymore. Well, it's raised. Where is the jump? Here comes in, trying to get everybody out. And now, look at that! Huge AoE combination, but will it be enough?
Wow, that was absolutely beautiful by Thomas and Beef there. He literally just saved his entire team with just a simple motion of catching them off with a big ultimate with his penalty zone. But Clay is still alive, and they've kind of overstayed their welcome here. Their damage dealers are now done. Ambus is nowhere to be seen. He's here looking to make something happen. However, the Way of the Dragon is going to kick him through. The Purify is going to pull him back. The Fatal Links pulls it back to Ambus, but he can't really do too much. He still has his ultimate, but he's waiting for his Moon Shield before he decides to go back in, because Watt's damage is ridiculous, and that Malefic Roar is just making him easier for towers to just go down like butter.
Well, we're talking about only the masculine here to actually defend. Nothing with damage output on the side of Siren Clan. They try to hold on to Watt. Still full HP, still having a lot of damage to go out there. Fredo trying to bait for more, but he's not going to go for it. What he's doing for the buffs, he actually not going to give extra hands for Fredo here, trying to run away. He just dashed himself out.
No! After all that!
That penalty zone is really critical for them to come back.
Ah, looks like Lund didn't want to waste his flicker to secure that kill, but oh my goodness, this game can't go get any better than this. It's 24 minutes, but it's really just at the tip of a knife's edge, because it is that sharp. Any mistake, somebody's gonna get cut.
Yeah, but there's only one more inhibitor turret. It's pretty much the same for both of the team. We're talking about stalemate since the start till the late game here, which reminds me have to go and work well with the Gata. This time Gata will be playing at the side lane pushing. We do have Amber staying at the back line. Fredo kicking in. It's going to be Thomas just evading the Abyssal Arrow. And now going in for more. That yin and yang just now really hurts a lot.
The back line.
Me. Oh my goodness me. What is this?
Oh, the penalty zone! That penalty zone was huge, and they were able to chunk him out and push them through as they continue to move forward. Ambus has no way to catch them as he has no ultimate. He just got it back off of cooldown. He wants to pick off for Nazmi. Will he get him? I'm not entirely sure, as Watt's damage is just going through the roof. And finally, Siren Clan find a favorable matchup as they're running it down mid, hopefully to stop the... Oh my goodness. That
Life still is crazy.
Yo.
That was one wave, man.
Yo, that's nasty.
Oh, but at the same time, Renazmi needs to help his friend here. Thomas will be going down. One trying to defend his solo, but the minion, Bambi, finish it up. We're gonna walk into game number 3. That was a hell of a game.
Woo! Looks like Siren Clan still has their fangs there as they take a game off of Genflix Aerowolf. Really nicely done.
This close to losing.
Yeah, that was...
They stick to their guns till the end of it, so it's gonna be another Loi Atlas duo.
I'm not entirely sure about picking Loi up here per se, but I'm excited to see how this is gonna go out, because now Genflix Aerowolf is taking a different approach, where now they have a tank that's not only able to have CC, not as strong as Gator of course, but can at least give information to the team by face checking and using his natural power of nature to get away from CC.
And one more thing that you mentioned before, Grog used to be a popular pick, but it's no more these days for a reason.
Yeah, not a lot. Not as much as some of the other tanks, you know? Because the other tanks, they bring more utility to the game.
Well, they're gonna show in Watt's face who plays it better this time for that Lancelot.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really interesting how this Lancelot is going to end up in this particular game. Looks like they're going straight for a hyper carry Lancelot.
No.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
They know they're not gonna
Don't do
pay.
it.
They're just gonna, entertain us a bit there. But it's gonna be what's with his Hyper Curie Leo mode probably again.
Yeah, and the Jawhead here is a really great answer to the Lancelot. The Lancelot won't be able to do too much once
But
he uses that perfect execution.
The Lancelot is the answer towards the Fasa on this side.
That's the thing. So it's kind of a, weighing your options here and how much of your abilities can you use without, not getting punished. I think that's the idea.
Maybe just... Oh, well, Fasa is taking flame shots. It's actually... I don't know.
It's really scary here because now there's multiple targets for the Lancelot to go through, and I think the Cho is a really, really good option here because now you have
So
plenty of
many
pick
CCs.
potential. You have plenty of pick potential. You have just enough damage, but I guess you have somebody who can follow up with you at the very least. But it's tough to say who's got the better draft. I'm liking Genflix Aerowolf's draft a little bit more, but I can definitely see the positives in Siren clans.
Siren's side, if they manage to pull it off, it's going to be huge, especially if that Fatal Link can actually combo with Loyi, and at the same time, even a Torn Rose were actually pretty much painful for their side here.
Yeah, and we've seen that combo work out, and when it works, it really, really works because the amount of
As long as Ferry didn't misplace himself or off position, that's a huge condition there. Hopefully, he can meet up the requirements.
Yes, hopefully it's going to be easy enough for them to take this game away. But it's still anybody's ball game here. Either Genflix Aerowolf or Siren Clans. Make sure you're supporting your favorite teams down in the chat.
Who are you supporting?
At this point of time, I'm not entirely sure here because, I don't know which... Both of them have some very interesting statements that I don't know if I want to back up, One of them has a Lancelot with the Cho, and the other one's playing Leomord, and I don't know, man.
But we've seen Watts playing a very decent, I would say decent, really exceptionally well Leo mode just now.
Well, I mean, it is Watt. He does only play the sexiest male characters in...
Can you not go back to that statement?
It's fact! He played
No,
Granger,
stop.
he played Ling, he played Lancelot, he played Leomord. What's the common thing between all of them? They're all sexy boys.
I mean, with long hair and long legs.
Does Granger have long hair? I don't think Granger has that long hair.
No, but
I mean,
he has white hair.
Real convincing. Real convincing.
Okay, back about the game we go. Fredo blocked them out with that barrier, but it's gonna be stuck here. Ace again. And Fredo tried to finish the job, but it's not gonna be enough. Well, on top here, we do have Renosmi struggling fighting against Thomas. Oh, that Jawhead will have a long way to go because it's gonna be a whole day of him playing against Cho.
Yeah. I'm realizing that Fredo looks like a Digimon, but I can't remember the name of it. Kabuteriomon, I think? Never mind. This is some other side matter that isn't important as the rest. As Watt comes in with a Phantom Steam, wanting to take care of Oh Dear Bambi, who dashes on out of there. However, he isn't safe. A little too late as Ace isn't unable to save them. The first blood going over to none other than the man himself, Watt.
Yep, triple buff on top of that. Well, at the same time, Thomas just gonna bait, probably gonna kite a bit here on top. Don't want to go way too deep into the lane because he is not having his full HP. Got it! That's a long Selena arrow just now. Luckily, Ferry has himself that Purify. If not, his dad gone by now.
And you can see Ambus, he's just not having it. He knows how many members have gone down to the bottom side, but again, we're talking about Uranus here, so you can see that Genflix Aerowolf are taking this dive very, very slow, and now they finally found the option. The Phantom Steed does come through, and they chain it almost near perfect. However, it is Uranus, so it does not matter. He's a bit of a butthole,
Yeah, I'm trying to not. Oh my goodness.
I will break you.
By the way, that Selena arrow hits one more time. It was perfectly landed on top of another Loyi. But here goes the try snowball this one. Fenrir got caught as one of the few ones to die. 3-0 for now, but the goal is still not too much of a gap, but still, look at that Jawhead. Nobody actually gave
What is going on with this
Why
buff?
is this buff? It's being thrown. What happened to him? How
What
come
the heck?
How did he go so?
I think his nature the wall blocked it off from getting back to its natural path, so it ended up chasing and then never de-aggroed until it went back into the pit.
It was a lost buff.
That's an interesting interaction that you don't usually see in pro play, but okay, that happened.
Okay, maybe we can try it out sometimes in our public games. But back about the game, Siren, they're trying to go as aggressive. Like I said before, when they're focused on one particular lane, which is mid, sometimes they kind of forget about the other two side lanes here.
Yeah, and you can see Renazmi has information on where Oh Dear Bambi is, which means Genflix Aerowolf are trying to take control over the turtle side. You can see that they're not too phased by it because they don't have anybody with retribution, so now they're just going to take this away. Oh, but Uranus was able to steal it away, and now Genflix are getting punished for it. They ended up trading Lord and 2 kill. What just happened? Why is this happening?
What happened? Well, what died happened?
Yo.
Back about the pods we go, but this is a huge win for Siren Clan. The moment they shut down on what, it means that they shut down the main source. They're having every sources that they can farm possible, because what is really essentially very important for the team here. The moment they shut it down, it just shows that they started their economy growth as well as their leveling as well. And not just that, the map control is towards the side of Siren Clan now.
What? Grok has retribution. How did they lose it? I don't. Why? Of all people, Uranus who stole it away. Like, what?
Well,
what?
You called his name just now. They're pretty much doing whatever you want him to do.
Oh, why does he have to be such a back end?
Uranus.
He's such a bottom.
Okay, not gonna go there again. You're trying to filter things out, but we can see through that.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just really annoyed at the fact that Genflix Aerowolf had made such a blatant mistake here. Fredo did have his retribution up at that point of time.
Maybe he forgets.
No,
he played too much Chow just now. It's not retribution on that Chow.
He's tapping the power of nature as if it's G Kundo. Oh, but speaking of G Kundo, up on the top side, they get chunked out again, and Renazmi is yet to hit the chopping block. And honestly, Genflix Aerowolf ain't playing as good as they were. I think it really took a lot out of them in the previous game. Fenrir instantly dead. Doesn't even have a chance to breathe. He even flickers over the wall, and Watt is just touches him with his lance, and he goes.
Just at the tip of his lance.
Just the tip.
Just the tip, and he's gone. But now one more to go, but his fantasy is nowhere to be seen. Amber's trying to buy more time, while the rest of the team from, Siren Clan tried, Siren Clan was it? No, it was the Aerowolf trying to finish off and steal away the turtle, but now they are being forced to take the fight, forcing the fight here. Amber's making sure the Feather Airstrike being used here. They cannot steal it away for that turtle. At the same time, Feather is late, but there one more go. They have one side getting that kill, another Phantom Steed being opened, and it's gonna be Ace down next. Who got that turtle just now? Was it another on Aerowolf side?
I got really distracted, so I wasn't particularly watching, but I do think it was
actually Bambi.
Okay, Bambi was able to pick it up. All right, that makes sense. Now, what was interesting about this particular one is that now that Oh Dear Bambi isn't playing some kind of marksman or hyper carry of some sort, yes, he is technically playing a hyper carry, but he is melee range. So if he decides to go in for engagement, he kind of struggles to get back out of those engagements without taking some form of punishment. But down on the bottom side, it looks like Thomas and Beef is trying his very best here. Loyi also trying to make something happen, but Fredo in the back just making it extremely difficult. Renazmi unfortunately gets caught out by a turtle buff empowered. Oh my goodness, what the hell is going on in this game?
That was huge. They overextended themselves and looked down, disrespect whatever Ace has to do with that Featherlings, landed right in front of the turret, and now they are pushing in Siren Clan. This time they are showing their fangs quite early on, and they just keep on pushing on the mid lane as well as bottom too.
What is going on here? This is very, to me, it's shocking because Genflix
It's unusual to see Aerowolf doing this.
Yeah, a lot of these small mistakes shouldn't be happening, and I think that Game 2 really took a lot out of them mentally because their decision-making isn't as sharp as it was in Game 1 and in Game 2. So this is surprising to see. And Siren Clan, on the other hand, they are using this momentum. They are taking control over the jungle. They are taking as many small skirmishes as possible. Ambush in the back as well. Fenrir able to get into the backside, but Cho instantly going down. They disrespected Renazmi's damage on top of the fact of the feather airstrike coming in from Clay. They can't do too much there, and this is what we was expecting to see since minute 1 from Genflix Aerowolf.
Man, they did see this one coming. We see how much they're taken out by surprise, how much they have been growing. For one game they're fighting against Aerowolf just now. Siren Clan reads every move possible and predicted whatever they have to offer. But Fenrir really low in terms of health there. But at the same time, trying to buy more time again. One of the most tanky heroes, Ambush, while Watts already uses his Phantom Steed. So he needs to buy more time and delay more fights here because that's what he needs. If he doesn't have any Phantom Steed, he cannot actually get away from any of... Trying to go in and out is not as easy as Lancelot.
For sure, for sure. And you know, it's tough to say, but I think this game is going to be a lot closer than what we initially anticipated here. Because, I mean, Siren Clan, despite them having a 4K goal lead, haven't been able to really break into the enemy's base just yet, and they need Lord for that. However, Genflix Aerowolf, they understand that as well, so expect to see a fight in the next 75 seconds or so, because any skirmish from here on out doesn't matter too much if it's from Siren Clan.
Yep, and at the same time, they're trying to actually control the map as much as possible. We're talking about they're waiting and delaying the time, probably for the Lord to spawn later on, but they need to push as fast as well because they're trying to make the momentum of each of the lane, pushing in pressure on each lanes here so they can actually have the space to go for a lot later on, but at the same time don't want to overextend themselves. One mistake can actually cost them the whole game. We're talking about super fast game here. Speaking of which, Lord, it will be 20 seconds 20 seconds more to go.
Yep.
Can't see.
And they're making sure that they're taking control over the jungle. The Fatal Links comes through the Phantom Sting as well. They're looking for an initial engage here, but again, not enough. Ambush bit too much than he can chew here. He's forced to see the gray screen for now. Genflix Aerowolf. It's not going to matter too much here because, again, Siren Clan is still in full control over the map. But again, 10 more seconds until Lord comes back up, which means Ambush is going to be a little late to the party.
They don't want to make the same mistake they did like last one, but Ace here, ooh, really low on health, but they need the space to go towards Lord. They do have Grok. This is where Grok is super handy in this kind of game, where they try to kill steal it away if they engage towards Lord, and at the same time, they're not trying to go for it. Will they go for the Lord? I think the team that actually win the next war will just finish this game one shot. Yeah,
I would agree with that statement as well. And at this point in time, I think Siren Clan just want to push out the lanes again, regain control over the map. Because if Genflix tries anything fishy with Lord here, Lorgi will immediately spot them out and give feedback information to the team to really either pump the metal on the push or to slow down and come back and rotate towards Lord's side.
And now we're looking at both teams are hesitant to actually initiate the war here. Probably Fredo tried to scout things out, but Bambi don't want to overextend himself again. The moment he got caught off, that's probably going to be the end of the team. He's one of the main damage dealer, and at the same time, mind you that they don't have any marksmen on either side of the team. When it comes to late game, do you think Bambi can actually trump over War in terms of their damage and also sustainability in kind of a 20-ish late game?
And they're going to keep doing this for a while as Luminous Lord has been spawned, and now it's super important for teams to pick it up. Clay gets significantly chunked out by Fenrir here, and now Dear Bambi will solo the Lord as the rest of the team looks to either push pressure or to give Bambi space to take this Lord without any contestation. Oh, but Grok is walking in though.
Oh, Fredo. And they need to buy more time, or they can just force a fight. At the same time, we do have Wraith coming in at the side lanes here too. He's coming in from the flank, and they got himself Fredo for now. But can they finish the job? Oh, the Lord almost got killed still away, but what? Trying to Phantom Steed everybody. That is a big wave of Dragon locking down on what cannot do any more output damage. But Thomas will have to sacrifice himself just now. Another one being slain by none other than Clay. But now they have to fight against a Lord, Aloy, and also Ace and Ambus alongside of that. They have enough damage with Fenris still actually living. But for the side of, oh, they missed that.
That was
just
close.
now.
That was so close. Luckily, Fenrir was able to flicker away in time here. Lord is getting pushed. Lord is pushing in, but Fenrir, there's no way for him to stay safe. Unstoppable force. He gets instantly one shot there with the smart missiles and the ejector here. Ace the next to hit the chopping block, but they don't have enough damage to take out that last sliver of health. And Lord has been utilized.
Is that a waste of Lord? But I don't think. If they didn't actually force a fight just now, then probably Arrow will come back to us again. But it's down to stalemate again between these two teams.
I think Aerowolf kind of had no choice there. It's either they forced the fight, and even though they did lose Fredo in the process, I do think that the fight ended up to be a lot weirder than it should be. Well, I'll talk about it more during the highlights, but let's just say that that team fight wasn't exactly the best coming in from Siren Clan.
Oh, right now, Bambi having a hard time to actually go in and out. Going in is not a problem, it's going out is always the issue here. We're talking about Rave. If you land any of those abyssal shots in a very long range, then probably Bambi have to stare for some time, especially he's not as tanky as all the other heroes. Well, aside from Loi, which is also very squishy. I don't know. This kind of lineup is so hard to tell who is actually having an extra advantage when it comes to late game.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement for sure. Like, it's tough to say, especially when you're playing the more assassin-based hyper carries, and now the rest of the team, slowly trying to contest for this red buff here. Unfortunately, Watt's going to be able to still achieve it. And I think at the end of the day, oh, wait, hold up. Thomas and Beef is in a lot of trouble, but this means that the wall charge coming in has knocked up Fenrir. The Fatal Links comes on through, but can he do it? Looks like Dear Bambi was able to get out of the fight. He's waiting for his cooldowns to come back up before he goes in. The double kill, Leomorn is down, and now Siren Clan have a golden opportunity to break into the enemy base.
Oh, yeah, at the same time, they don't have that much damage except for Clay. But how do they reach Clay? Trying to jump in. Ambus is not going to reach that Forza so far. But we have Fredo trying to defend on bottom side as well. Ace trying to just go back. Charging wall charge there. We have Dragon has been tossed out. And now Rave trying to run away. They try to catch her, but it's almost impossible. Bambi being extra careful not to sacrifice himself in the war, because once he's down, then they have a big problem trying to just fight back the moment they have revived Watts back in the game.
Oh my goodness, that was a golden opportunity for Siren Clan, but Genflix Aerowolf played that so well. Clay did that perfectly, using the feathered airstrike and abusing his range to clear away the wave from afar and still stay safe without putting himself in any real danger. And once the danger approached, he just kited around them with the help of his teammates. So well done.
And potentially we're gonna wait for another Lord coming up very soon,
Yeah.
and that's where we're gonna see if that's anything gonna happen for the next couple of minutes. I'm talking about maybe the next minute here, because there's Way of Dragon dropping on Watts, and Watts cannot keep on sacrificing himself like that.
Yep, Fenrir is going to get one shot in the backline again, but the Unstoppable Force as well as the Smart Missiles. Renazmi with his Endless Battle still even stronger than he was, so that just means Fenrir is just not going to have a good time. But now the rest of the team is coming on through. Oh dear, Bambi picks up a kill for himself as the rest of the team trying to push down the mid lane. They could go for the Luminous Lord, they could look to break an inhibitor here, but it's up to Siren Clan to make that call.
I think it's best to go for the Lord first, because they have like 20-second-ish. The moment Watt and also Clay just being revived, they have back their damage load. But the rest of the team, they don't have that much. But Renazmi kind of having decent damage output, but he needs to focus on defending the lanes. They do have Fredo try to do a little bit of a problem here, which we are looking at Fredo being a nuisance over this team. They try to KS or kill steal away the Lord with the help of Selena.
Oh my god, that's so unlucky.
Oh my god, Fredo really last take off health. We're talking about last take off health on Lord as well.
Oh
my god! He uses his retribution, was it just now?
It was so, that's so unlucky.
That's still with that you asked him why didn't he use that retribution just now in the early phase of the game. He's using it perfectly well this time. Was popping over his Phantom Seed, trying to defend as much as possible with the rest of Siren. Have to fight D-Lord inside of the base. He got himself ambushed in the wrong base and jumping out, while at the same time bottom Bambi kind of trying to push it in. What really low with that one roast horn just now. It's gonna be enough. Oh my goodness.
No, Watt can't do this. This is too much for him to handle at this point in time. Wait a minute. Hold up. He held the word by himself. Oh my god. They had the game in his hands and they sort of messed this one up. But now Burnese is coming back up. They lose 2 inhibitors now. A 3rd inhibitor, but they can't really do too much with the Lord empowered minions here. And Burnese is already back. He's running for him. Show yourself so he can use his ultimate as... I can't believe this.
No.
This is so...
Oh, bye, Fenrir. See you in the other side.
He used the Winter Truncheon as a way to cancel, but he still dies at the end. Wow, that's so upsetting.
But he teleported next to it, right?
Yeah.
If only he teleported like across that wall.
I mean, he tried. He tried.
Yeah, it was really tough to micro everything in the last minute. But that Lord just took down their middle turret just now.
Siren could have ended that game. Why did they give him so much space? Why did they Fatal Links him away?
Play is running for his life, but one was on Fredo's side. Ace trying to go in for more. Another way of Dragon. Almost took down Wave. And that's a huge kill for that side of Thomas. And this is just going into a disaster state so far with the Feather Airstrike cards at the pawn. And Thomas trying to survive. But look at that. That's Burnese coming up to the rescue. Fredo couldn't do anything. Being stopped with slows. Phantom Seed being popped out, and they will wait for the immortality. Bambi nowhere to run, pushing back Ace, and now Amit's coming up from behind, but it's Swarm on Phantom Seed. Farrah, what can you do about it? No, nothing else. They will still go on a stalemate for the next couple of minutes. Another long game ahead of us. It's gonna be what? Making sure he keeps the boat afloat.
You gotta be kidding me. This game, oh boy. This game really, both teams really want to win this game, huh? I can definitely see it in their hearts and souls.
Bottom lane is not doing great though.
I mean, it's getting pushed in, but now this is where Selena comes in. She might need a little bit of help with this because this is another wave is pushing back into this 3 siege minions. That's not looking too good. Oh, Fenrir's trapped. He quickly has to use that flicker. That's going to be very big for the side of Genflix Aerowolf because now Fenrir doesn't have any escape options. Hello there.
Again, Clay caught up in the turmoil. No place to go, no place to run. Watt's just gonna go back to the base and defend this one because one moment they lost Watt, it's gonna be game over for Aerowolf.
Yeah, and this is on Farsa of all people, who has a large amount of damage and is detrimental for Genflix Aerowolf's team fighting capabilities. So they just have to wait this one out. Another 33 seconds. Lord is only coming back up at 25. Oh no, dear Bambi. He's dead here. Burnese just solos him with no problem. Watt here, still alive with the Phantom Seed. This should be an easy cleanup for the side of Genflix Aerowolf.
Oh, Thomas, that was a nice jig just now. Buying more time, distracting whatever Watt is chasing towards his side. And now Amber's trying to defend it as well. They're buying more time to wait Bambi to revive back into the game. What happened? We missed that Jawhead just now, but Lord again being respawned here. It will be, what, the 3rd or the 4th Lord now? I think it will be the 3rd Lord here.
It should be the 3rd Lord, yes. That is not wrong. Oh boy. This game. Well, this time it's about who's going to steal it, right? So let's look at the retributions. Oh dear Bambi is the only person who has a retribution on the side of Siren Clan, and he's going to be dead for another 8 more seconds. So that means Siren Clan just need to delay as much as possible until their main carry comes back. Ambush trying his very best to kind of be that person, and the same thing is Ace to back him up just so that he doesn't have to take all the pressure by himself.
At the same time, they're trying to delay the movement of minions as much as possible. Afraid to try to buy time here. We're talking about Godstart Ace. They need the Ace Battle Link, but it's not going to happen. It was a big Feather Airstrike for the win of Aerowolf. Keep on making spaces. Siren Clan give a lot of loopholes here for Aerowolf to fill in.
Yep, and they got to remember about, certain abilities. Oh, Unstoppable Force coming out to Thomas. The Smart Missiles are coming out. He's trying to dodge as many abilities as he can, but again, the Feather Airstrike, just getting hit by one is enough to put you in a very critical state. As Oh Dear Bambi tries to dodge around everybody else, but they can't fight against Renazmi, not without minions, and the Smart Missiles are coming through. He gets ejected backwards, instantly dying. Rave gonna land the stun and securing that kill onto him. Ambush proxying the waves. He understands his role. He's like, I can't really do too much, so all I'm going to do is proxy these waves and make it difficult. Fredo knows he can't put any damage into Ambush, so he is going to just clear the waves down on the bot side.
It's like both is doing the same thing back to back.
Is this fun? Is this Mobile Legends?
There's a Battle of Legends as we speak. Fenrir waiting for the right time to actually engage or initiate towards it, feeding information towards the team as well.
Oh no, he shouldn't.
Okay, maybe he's trying to do something here while the rest of the team will coming up next. And there you go, he opened up the diversion going in with the rest of the team. The Phantom Steed also already casted upon him. Phantom Link being casted as well. They're trying to... Who got the Lord just now?
It was Genflix Aerowolf that was able to secure the Lord, as the rest of the team is pulling on backwards. Farsa pops her ultimate just to give a safe space for his team to slowly peel back into the base. So now, this puts Siren Clan at a very difficult position, as now they have to deal with a Luminous Lord crashing down into the mid lane of all places.
But at the same time, Siren Clan has to figure things out how to push it, because they are trying to stop whatever push they're trying to do. And it's a big headache for Aerowolf right now, because there's too many lanes that are being sacrificed just to reach to this point.
Yeah, and now Ambush is trying his very best to survive the amount of damage coming out from Genflix Aerowolf, as they are trying to escort the Lord all the way to the end, and hopefully buying enough time. But it looks like Siren Clan has scaled so well into the game. Lord isn't strong enough at this point of time.
Oh no. The Lord seems like a huge minion.
He basically is.
He is a big minion. It's just a bit bigger than minion. It goes down as fast as a minion. So basically it's a pop-up minion. I don't know. I don't even know what we're looking at right now. So many BODs out. There's also a lot of Wing Apocalypse. Now Amber's trying to run away from whatever has been thrown to him, just making sure he buys more time. Well, Thomas trying to use a way of Dragon efficiently, but it's not going to be enough.
Ooh.
We're talking about with that straight on Johnny towards him. He still managed to flunk it and still managed to survive to see another day.
Woo! Some moves coming in from Lun here. The mechanics. He's able to escape, because dying at this point in time, like a 55-second cooldown, death timer, is a little too much here. Ambus walking a little far here. Hopefully he doesn't get stunned up and instantly die.
Ambus. I think the MVP should be down to Ambus. He's been cutting a lot of minion creep waves there, making sure the game is still going on for both sides of the team. I say both sides of the team here, because that's what basically each team's doing.
Ambus has to hate this, right? Like, this has to be like the worst thing to do, because you're not really useful in team fights, so you have to do other things in the meantime. And this must be so boring, using the left analog stick and then just using first ability. First ability. Ooh, exciting. First ability. Ooh.
Somebody's coming second ability.
Oh.
Wow, so hard and complicated. But yeah, Ambus just gonna do whatever he does best. He's gonna just buy time, making sure he bait every spell possible or ultimates towards his side. But now they're trying to steal away what's half, which is the red buff. Trying to hold it in. But will it be enough? All 4 men, it's going to be 5v5. We do see one Renazmi at the back. That Phantom Seed have been popped out. Will it be enough? Yeah. Oh no, Gideon. These are not doing great, because look at Batman running away.
Yeah, he can't 1v1 Renazmi for some reason, and Ace is going to bite the dust, and that's going to be 2 members going over to Genflix Aerowolf. But both teams just refuse to end this game without Lord.
Oh, maybe another Lord.
Don't worry, the 4th Lord! That's when it's
one minion going in. The minion charging right in bravely.
Honor and death.
Yeah,
honor and death.
We're gonna remember you.
But this game has been dragging on for way too long here. But it's not like it's of any of these teams' choices. They need that Lord to really push through. The Lord and Power minions make such a big difference. And now that it's 27 minutes and this is the 4th Lord, not gonna lie, kinda tough. Kinda tough to kill.
Okay, I've talked about, oh, never mind. Bambi again being charged by Resurgence. Resurgence really pinning down Bambi up to the point he cannot even show his face in any lanes ever.
Yeah, Jawhead is just that much of a problem for him. I mean, he does have a Berserker's Fury, to be fair, and he is building full damage, so it is kind of scary, especially when it's Oh Dear Bambi, and he's very reliant on just, oh, wait a minute, no way, no way, no way!
Thomas is down first, and now next, who will it be? All pulling in. It's gonna be the suppressed but frozen just now, Selena, with none other than Rave, the next victim here. They're trading 1 for 1. They're trying to go for more. Another toss here by Amber. He is going down. The immortality will buy him more time. He's trying to run away. What? With the Phantom Steed, trying to do a lot of damage, but Bambi is nowhere to be seen.
Yep, he is just avoiding this fight. He's looking for any opportunities, and he picks in here. He sees Fredo, but that's not exactly the person he wants to catch. He repositions himself. And
he needs what?
Yeah, he needs some kind of vision. He needs some kind of information here. They're trying to walk up, but Clay is just completely zoning them out. Fenrir so far, he's holding on to a tight angle that Fredo could easily lock off with that wall. So let's see how they want to play this out. Backlight, oh dear Bambi, can he make this work?
Oh, charging right in. Louis Fenrir coming in at the same time, but Lord still being taken down by Renosmi there. At the same time, we're looking at Bambi just going to dash in and out. And there's one more, 2 trades. 2-to-1 trade for what alone. But what is really essential for the side of Aerowolf, can they make it without him right now, even though they got themselves that Lord?
Yeah, right now, I'm not entirely sure. This is a bit of a struggle because Oh Dear Bambi is struggling to get his damage out as of right now because of Renosmi. And not only just Renosmi, they have Clay as well as Rave. Just the moment he jumps in, they're all trying to throw their CC in case he so happens to dash in. Oh no! That's going to be Lud. The Fatal Links comes on through. Amboss trying to bail his way out of there. Ace already dead. He can't really do too much there. That was way too close for comfort.
I don't know, that Lord being wasted multiple times now.
I mean, what can you say? These are very well-scaled heroes from both of these teams. Let's be real.
Kind of. But yep, absolutely true. While at the same time, Fredo trying to push back the lanes where it's supposed to be, which is going to be on the other side of the map. We do have the one that's really a bug or a nuisance for the side of Arrow, which is going to be Ambers. Keep on cutting the minions over and over again, while Bambi's still having a hard time to reposition himself without getting stuck. They're getting raped again, but he got himself a Winter Striker, but that execution finished off Rave. But they're one more man down, but they still have their damage dealer. Renosmi is there as well, Clay too, and they need Fredo to actually tank everything off.
Oh, wait, Oh Dear Bambi trying to dodge on out of there. The perfect execution actually getting cancelled. He ends up dying. He now uses the perfect execution to get on out of there. But hey, it's Jawhead. I'm too big of a boy. And he finally goes down with the help of Lund. This is the catch that they've been looking for. They can re-engage into this fight. And as you can see, Leomord is just way too far away to actually be a part of things. Fredo, next on the chopping block, uses the wall, tries to get out of there. Clay trying to just to cut them down a peg as Watt tries to turn this around by himself. Sees 5 members, realizes this is impossible. We have to reset right now.
The moment he made a big U-turn just now, after he caused that Phantom Steed, that was kind of questionable if he actually goes in. Because we're talking about 5 men fully equipped, late game again, and it's down to 1 inhibitor turret with minion charging in as well. Fender trying to make the push as fast as possible, but it's going to be a bit later than they anticipated because Amber's being stunned out. Fender is really low as well. They try to fight back, but a huge minion appear out of nowhere, and they try to just grab the airstrike away. Ray tried to just buy more time for the team. They cannot make it out on time. Siren, they made a mistake here. They keep on trading after one another. One more down. Pop their mortality. Ace trying to run away. Double kill on Fredo, and Ace trying to run as fast as he can. They didn't lose Bambi. That's good enough.
Yeah, but oh my goodness, what a defense coming in from Genflix Aerowolf here. Even though the odds were really stacked up against them, they were able to make a really great defense against Siren Clan. And I can definitely understand that Oh Dear Bambi understands, like, oh boy, anybody can kill me at this point in time. I have to be super careful where I decide to end up.
I'm still waiting for him to actually sell off his jungle item and replace it with something more defensive. Maybe an immortality would be great.
Maybe, again, I think it's still on cooldown because he did die earlier during the Lord push. But now Rave going to be get locked down once again. No follow-up here. I don't think it's going to matter way too much, especially if there's no follow-up coming in from Siren Clan.
Yeah, both teams are going like this for like what, the past 10 minutes already. None of them want to make any mistake here. Ambush is alone, but he will be doing A-OK for now. Nothing serious going on because it's almost impossible. I'm surprised that Resurgence gonna shut down Uranus.
He needs some help, man. As of right now, Ambust is too tanky of a boy. The only people who can really hurt him is Clay and arguably Watt. Like, he has to be at a certain percentage of health before Watt starts to hurt. But yes, Clay is the only person who can really put some damage in.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long game here. We're talking about Fredo trying to defend this one out as well, making sure they got themselves a blue buff. While we're looking at on the side of Thomas and Beef or Lun trying to push lanes as fast as possible as well. Ambush and also the Chow, Thomas, trying to make sure they keep the medium pressure on each side of the lane. But now they're trying to force a fight. Resurgence didn't get being catched by any of the team. Pop back his immortality shield there. But at the same time, Ace don't want to be too overextended, reducing the fantasy being considered upon, but he cannot actually utilize it well because the damage has been done. It's quite a lot of HP being chucked down there. At the same time, Bambi is playing this super safe.
Yep. Man, the stalemate's going on forever. At this point, they've already hit the hundreds of thousands, and when you hit the hundreds of thousands...
It doesn't matter for the goal anymore.
Yeah, the problem is that somebody has to break, and as of right now, no team is looking like they're about to break anytime soon. Lord is up, but does that even matter at this point? This is the 5th Lord in the game. He is one big boy. He's going to have so much freaking health, and somehow, one of these teams are going to be able to chunk Lord like it's butter. So, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, what they need is to have the timing of the Lord marching in with a minute at the same time with all 5 men going in the base as well. Because they have been wasting a lot of Lord time by time. And now Fredo trying to just buy more time again, trying to divert their attention towards his side. But they're still gonna go at this like forever. Like I said before, what's need to be changed here? What you're hoping for?
Well, I was hoping for... Oh, wait. Thomas and Beef actually getting caught out here. Their entire team is going on through. He was able to shrimp some big damage. Way to the Dragon onto Watt, of all people. Oh, but he secures the kill. Nobody has defeated Watt just yet. Venrir flickers out of the way. This is huge, but he ends up bringing them back. Oh, dear Bambi! He's trying to go for the back door. He's looking for it. No. He's already hitting it. Does he have the Malefic Roar? I'm not entirely sure. Quickly goes for it. 2 more hits. He did it. Woo! Let's go! Siren Clan able to pull one out from the back. Oh my god!
Oh man, that was a touche finishing. My goodness me. He was so sneaky. None of the team from the Aerowolf side.